Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. First of all, let's start our this gathering inshallah with recitation of few ayats from the Quran al-Kareem by our little brother Nihat with the translation.
Microphone is too ski. No.
Jazakallah, Nihat. Nihat is a son of our brother Matan. He's student here in Madrasa As-Salam. Alhamdulillah, he memorized a few juz of the Quran Kareem. And today we will present him a certificate as well, inshallah, tabaraka wa ta'ala. May Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala make him from Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. May Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala make him from those who act upon the Haqiqzai and pass it to others. Brothers and sisters, welcome to house of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, Masjid As-Salam, house of the Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, house of Allah and place of worship of every Muslim, and house and place of peace. Brothers and sisters, as usual, I say one hadith or reminding you about hadith or two about the virtues of the Islamic gathering. Subhanallah. Hadith of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, would like to remind you again. If a person, he choose a way to go somewhere to seek knowledge, like you brothers, alhamdulillah, you left your families, your beloved ones, maybe jobs as well, to come here and listen to Qala Allah and Qala Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Allah will make way easy for him to Jannah. Subhanallah. What does it mean? Allah Ta'ala will make way easy for him to the Jannah. It means Allah will make him from that special slate. When he say something, he will say something according to the Sharia. When he or she do something, they will do it according to Sharia. When they will pass their life according to the Quran and Sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Subhanallah. That is a blessing from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Brothers and sisters, we are spending limited time in the house of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, and huge blessing from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Subhanallah. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala make us from those, inshaAllah. Ameen. Our program today is, we have with us our beloved Sheikh, Sheikh Kaba. He will talk about the virtues of the knowledge, ilm. And Sheikh Anwer, his topic is, he's not here with us yet, you will come inshallah. His topic is virtues of the ulama. Virtues of the ulama. What Allah Ta'ala and His Messenger say about the ulama. And our duty as our nas toward the ulama. How we speak with the ulama, how we deal with the ulamas, and how we respect the ulamas. That is the topic of Sheikh Anwer. He will be, inshaAllah tabaraka wa ta'ala, coming, he will be on his way to Masjid As-Salam. And finally, their certificate, inshallah, will be given to our younger brother, Nihat, as well. Brothers, before I call my Sheikh here, his topic is about the virtues of ilm. I will just remind you about two ayats from the Quran Al-Kareem. Brothers, every one of you, inshallah, knows that the first word, the first ayah revealed upon Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Subhanallah. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, when he started his conversation, revelation of the wahy, the first thing Allah Ta'ala says to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Iqra, read. If you read, you will be knowledgeable person. Subhanallah. See, the first thing from Allah, order from Allah to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in the same order is for us as well, is knowledge. To gain knowledge. Learn. Be knowledgeable person. Subhanallah. Now, Allah Ta'ala did not tell him, pray, fast, give charity, be nice, have a good characters, aim. No. The first thing is knowledge. Subhanallah. Therefore, every Muslim have to try his or her best to learn from the Sharia. Subhanallah. Our Sheikh will talk about it. There are some
of ahkam of deen, which is compulsory fard ain, wajib fard ain on every Muslim and Muslimah to learn, which is basic of Islam. How to pray, how to fast, how to go to Hajj, about the zakat, in basic things. You have to know, subhanallah. Also, in the same 5 ayats, Allah Ta'ala repeat Iqra twice. In allama twice as well. Subhanallah. Ilm, knowledge twice. Read twice. Allahu Akbar. It's from this we understand the importance of knowledge for the mankind, especially Muslim. You have to be a knowledgeable person in all sides of the knowledge. Sharia is the best in the first level, subhanallah. And afterwards, to be a doctor, to be an engineer, وَأَعِدُّوا لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ. Subhanallah. Another ayah, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala told to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala did not tell Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to increase, Ya Allah, increase my wealth. Ya Allah, increase my children, give me a lot of children. Ya Allah. Nothing else. The only dua Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala showed to whom Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. Oh Allah, increase my knowledge. Subhanallah. That is the only thing which Allah Ta'ala told to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. From these we understand the importance of knowledge in Islamic Sharia, Islamic law. In the religion of Islam, Allah Ta'ala encourages to learn Quran and Sunnah and act upon and pass it to others. Now, I would like to call upon our beloved Sheikh Kaba. Jazakallah khairan. He came from far away to deliver his speech is Fadail of Al-Alam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. وبعد، من يهدي الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. قال الله تعالى في محكم تنزيله بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My topic this evening is the virtues of knowledge, and I am humbled to be invited here to talk about this topic, as I am adamant there are among us people who will come here and give a 1-hour lecture about this topic better than mine. What I'm about to say in this topic, if there is anything truth in it, it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if there is anything wrong in it, it is from shaitan and from myself. The importance of knowledge cannot be spoken in 1 hour. The real scholars have given lectures and Juma sermons about this topic wisely and widely. You see, to understand this topic, we will need to compare it with something in our worldly affairs. If you are applying for a job, you will go and do a thorough research about the company, who established it, how many staff they have, and how many branches they have in the local, how many branches they have nationwide, and if it is an international company, how many branches do they have overseas. And you will come and present all that at your interview. Why? To show the prospect manager, for example, that you are really keen and you are knowledgeable about this company, to impress them. That is good, because we need to be ready in anything we do. How about adhering to the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to know our Creator and to worship Him the way He should and to obey and follow the footsteps of His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam the way it should. As Sheikh already mentioned, Jazakallah khairan at the opening, is that the first ayah revealed was about learning, was about seeking the knowledge. And this command, as applied to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it applies to every human being today. And we see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say, pray or give zakat or fast. He said to him, read. You see, this is how just Allah is. To read and to learn and to know Him and then to worship Him. We see also in Surah Taha, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressed the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He says, وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. And Muhammad said, my Creator, increase me in knowledge. Increase me in knowledge. This ayah is in Surah Taha, ayah 114. We see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Zumar asked and He is most and all knower and hearer. قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Muhammad said, are they equal, those with knowledge and those without knowledge? We see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, though asking this and He is ever knower, absolutely there is a guarantee that the people with knowledge cannot be equal with people without knowledge. Otherwise there will be no justice. In Surah Al-Mujadala, ayah number 11, قال الله تعالى يرفع الله الذين آمنوا منكم والذين أوتوا العلم درجات. Allah Azza wa Jalla, Allah the Almighty, will raise those who believe amongst you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it special for the people of knowledge. And said, وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ. You see, to be believer, you have to have the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have to have the knowledge of the right aqidah and the knowledge of the right sunnah. And to practice it, you are a believer. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala singles out here people of knowledge. Darajat, degrees and status. Subhanallah, we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes us among those who are seekers of knowledge and people who know Him and worship Him accordingly. Ameen. Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he says, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من يريد الله به خيرا يفقهه في الدين. الحديث متفق عليه. Whosoever Allah wants good for will grant him the knowledge of deen, ilm al-sharia, ilm al-Quran, wa ilm al-sunnah, wal amal bihima. Knowledge of the Quran and knowledge of the sunnah and practicing it. Because knowing without practicing will be of no use. It's like someone, you find him a non-Muslim. Once I met this guy. He works for government agencies. He studied Islam and memorized the Quran. Not to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but to know how to deal with the Arabs and the Muslims in general. And I tried him, giving him I said to him, read from here and he reads, read from here and he reads. At the end, I politely told him, I said, look, your recitation is very good, but this will be no good for you when you die if you don't become Muslim, if you don't surrender to the will of your Creator and my Creator. And he told me, he said, I am not interested. Because of my career, I want you to do this. I said, you will get no reward. We believers, when we recite it, one letter we get 10 reward. For you, you reciting it will be of no use to you. We also see that Abu Lahab and Abu Jahl, these guys, they were not that dumb. But because Allah did not guide them, their knowledge was of no use for them. It gets them not near to the Jannah. In fact, it keeps them away from the Jannah and ever closer to the hellfire. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from the hellfire. About the benefits of knowledge and encouraging us all to seek knowledge. As the hadith of Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him. أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: ومن سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة. رواه مسلم. Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, narrated that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and whosoever seeks a way or follows a way to seek knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will pave the way for him to Jannah. This is a guarantee. You see, what we find in many cultures, you see people when they are getting old, they have got excuses to not to learn or to not to seek knowledge. They say, I'm too old. But when it's come to laptops and cell phones, S8 or S10, they know how to utilize them, and they know how to do all that. And sometimes they come, they ask their children, how can I do this, how can I do that? That is good. But how about having the way and asking people whom you know are knowledgeable rightly and are followers of the Quran and Sunnah, about coming to them and don't be shy about it and asking them and telling them, look, I don't know how to read this, and how can I read this, can you please teach me? Because in so doing, you are humbling yourself and you are seeking the knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with it and His mercy, He grants you Jannah. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also another hadith from Abu Hurairah, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذا مات ابن آدم انقطع عنه عمله إلا من ثلاث: صدقة جارية أو علم ينتفع به أو ولد صالح يدعو له. When a person says, Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم said, when a person dies, his deed ceases, meaning that stops, with the exception of three: ongoing sadaqah. So for example, he has planted a tree for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or built a masjid, or a madrasa, or dug a well, or anything that is permissible Islamically for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that reward will be continuous for him. Our ilmin yantafi bihi, or a knowledge that can benefit him. A knowledge that can benefit him. It has to be the ilm al-Quran, wal-Hadith, ilm al-Sharia, that one learns and worships Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and passes it on to others. Brothers and sisters, we see knowledge, one of, I don't know if he's a Tabi or a Sahabi, do remind me of his name. He was just about to die. He got visited by a friend, and he asked him of a mas'ala, something relating to the deen. His friend looked at him and said, look, you should be worried about yourself and occupied about yourself. Leave this alone. He said, I'd rather die knowing this mas'ala. I'll be happier, and I'd rather die and meeting my Creator knowing this mas'ala than dying without knowing it. Brothers, can we see how the real pious people, how they seek knowledge? We also see how the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as he sallallahu alaihi wasallam described them, he says the best generation is my generation and the one after them and the one after them. We see how they sought knowledge. They will be not only going for 1 hour, but traveling for years, sometimes for days, sometimes for months. We know the story of this person who came from Bukhara. For 8 years he was walking, and he came to Imam Malik and asked him, today we all have got muftis in our house, in our pocket. For everything, I try to Google it and you find it. And yet, one is lazy to seek the knowledge. In talking about Google and seeking knowledge, we need to be very careful as to where we are sourcing our knowledge from. Because if we go to misguiders, they will misguide us. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are not misguided. Brothers and sisters, no matter how knowledgeable you are, see yourself as talibul ilm. See yourself as one who is still seeking knowledge. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ. About every knowledgeable person, there is someone who is more knowledgeable than that person. No matter how knowledgeable you are, we need to see ourselves as seekers of knowledge. Also, we have to understand that retirement have got no word in Islam. There is no word to say, I retire from seeking the knowledge. We can't. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ, and worship your Creator until death comes to you. And seeking knowledge is ibadah. Seeking knowledge for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to increase one's knowledge, is ibadah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He says that, we need to take it holistically. We cannot cherry pick and say, I'm too old, or Arabic is not my language, or this is not my language. We all, of course, we have to read in our salats. We have to read Arabic. We have to read the Quran in Arabic as it is revealed in Arabic. We have to recite it, and we have to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we can only do that by adhering to the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As I stated, the first ayah was revealed in the Quran was Iqra, and it is a command, and that command applies to me, and to you, and to the sisters, and to the children, and to the old. My final advice for seekers of knowledge, always remember the saying, no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. And don't see seeking knowledge as a pain. Don't see seeking knowledge as a pain. Remember, among the old ones, between us here, the way we went to madrasa is different from the way our children are going to school today, or are going to the madrasa today. Some of us, we walked for several hours to go. And for some of us, we went to the village, we only came during the holidays. And for some of us, we were physically disciplined. By Allah, I am not encouraging, I am not condoning physical discipline of students. But as I speak to you, and I'm being truthful, I am grateful and thankful to people who taught me when I was young and when I was a child, when I was doing silly things. When they send me to the madrasa, sometimes I'll go and play soccer rather than go to the madrasa. Today I regretted that. In fact, when we went to Jamia Islamiyah, we found out that the syllabus, you have to memorize certain part of the Quran. I was so grateful, some of it, I knew it, and I regretted some of the surahs that I knew, I was told when I was being sent to the madrasa to go and memorize them, I was doing something else. I regretted that. Brothers and sisters, I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us all knowledge of the Quran and Sunnah. May Allah grant us knowledge that will benefit us in this life and the life of Akhirah. When Allah grant us this knowledge, we pray that He grant us students that we can pass this knowledge to, so that when we part this dunya, we have left behind sadaqah jariyah for ourselves and for our offspring. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه اللهم زدنا علما اللهم علمنا علما ينفعنا في ديننا ودنيانا اللهم أنت قلت وقولك الحق اللهم زدنا علما اللهم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Jazakallahu khairan wa barakallahu feek, Sheikh Kaba. Sheikh Kaba remind us one ayah. وَعَبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ. O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, worship your Lord till you die. Some of us, unfortunately, brothers, when we learn how to pray, we don't care about fasting. We don't care about the rights of the neighbor, elder, child, Muslim, non-Muslims, and. Islam is complete life, brothers. Not only pray. Person says, Alhamdulillah, I know how to pray, and that's all. No. Subhanallah. How you will live in this dunya. In this dunya, you need a lot of things to do. A lot of people to face, deal with. How? There is information in the Quran al-Kareem. Then you have to be a talib al-ilm every day, till you die. As long as Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was talib al-ilm. Talib al-ilm. He was seeking knowledge. Knowledge came from Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. To him, the same thing we have to do, inshallah. Same time, brothers, some of our talabat al-ilm, those who learn, we call it Maulana or Mawlan, or BK Sheikh as well. Unfortunately, some of them, they read in their madrasas few books, 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 books in such subject. Subhanallah, they graduate. When they graduate, what is their job? They repeat and read the same book. They repeat and read the same book. And subhanallah, he think that I know everything in Islam because I studied in madrasa, I studied in such a jamia, such a university. Alhamdulillah, I completed my knowledge. If he hears some hadith which he didn't hear while he was studying, he said, oh, how come? This is something new. Subhanallah Malik. Then, for that brother as well, and for you, and for me as well, subhanallah. What we will do day by day, we have to increase our knowledge. Other virtues of the talib al-ilm are huge and huge. Subhanallah. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, when a person going to learn deen, subhanallah, like you brothers and sisters, you came to the house of Allah to learn qala Allah, qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. There are malaika, they put their wings under your feet, subhanallah. Why? That's Allah looking
Subhanallah. You are so respectful to Allah Tabaraka. Allah Ta'ala is looking after you. Subhanallah. Even the sin-free creation of Allah put their wing under your feet. Subhanallah. While you're coming to the house of Allah to learn Deen. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala make us from those who learn Quran and Sunnah day by day, inshaAllah, and act upon and pass it to others. Now I will call upon Sheikh Dr. Anwer Sahib to come, inshaAllah Ta'ala, and his topic is wages of ulama and duty of us, all public, toward the ulama. How to deal with the ulama, how to speak with the ulama, how to respect the ulama. Jazakumullah khairan wa barakallahu feekum. Sheikhuna.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الحمد لله الذي جعل شرف أهل العلم ورفع منزلتهم على سائر الخلق وأصلي على نبيه صلى الله عليه وسلم الحمد لله الذي لم يورث دينارا ولا درهما وإنما ورث العلم فمن أخذه فقد أخذ حظا وافرا ومن حرمه فهو المحروم وبعد. Beloved brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Already Sheikh Kaba has stolen all my verses. Jazakallah khairan. I warned you in Salatul Zuhr, and that's what he did. Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh. Allah listen. No, he didn't do anything like that. What he did is basically both of the topics are the branch of the same tree, and that's why the evidences are going to be naturally same. It's no different at all. So what I wanted is that you please accept my apology if I repeat a verse or a hadith which Sheikh Kaba has already said. That's all I wanted people to know. وَجَزَاكُمُ khairan. He has spoken about the importance of the knowledge, importance, the virtues given to Islamic knowledge. We are talking about Islamic knowledge. We are not talking about an engineer, a doctor, or anything else. We are not talking about that. We are talking about Islamic knowledge, and that is where when we say al-alim, a scholar, we are talking about an Islamic scholar. We are not talking about the scholars who are something else. No. It is from Karam Allah Azza wa Jalla, from the blessings of Allah, that if you go and see in the entire human history, entire Islamic history, the Islamic scholars, yes, they may be people who would be paid well in Islamic states and other places, but not everywhere. Whereas you go to other worldly jobs, you will find all the attractions there. Some of the highly paid doctors in New Zealand, they make up to more than $500,000. CEOs of the companies, they make millions of dollars. And some of them, those who are being CEOs and managers in big companies, they are paid out, some of them they get paid more than $300, $400 million in 1 year. That's what their payment is. And I'm not exaggerating, I did my homework from Chef Google before coming here. Yes. So you see, if it was money, it's not going to be in al-ilm al-shari. It's not that. It is al-ilm al-shari. One of the virtues of this ilm is, it is only given to man yuridullahu bihi khairan yufaqihu fi din. There will always be shawaz. There will be always those who are not part of the general team, meaning that there will be rare people who would be given this knowledge but they are not doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or there will always be some old people who would be associated to this, but they are not part of it. But anyone who is associated to Islam and has a genuine excellence in knowledge, they will never be among those who are black sheep. Impossible for that to happen. It will always be exposed. Subhanallah al-Khaliq al-Azim. So, as a scholar, Islamic scholar, what are their duties? They can be anyone, being Imam of a Masjid. He could be the Qari, a judge. He could be acting as an Islamic lawyer. He could be a mudarris, a teacher, muallim. He could be a lecturer in a university. He could be someone who is a religious advisor. He could be someone who can also be a businessman. He can be someone who is a minister, a prime minister, a khalifa. The first of the Khalifa Abu Bakr is one of the most knowledgeable of the Ummah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Simple as that. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam, Hawa, and they came to this dunya, and the prophets, they started to come after. Whenever people got misguided, a prophet would be sent to this particular nation. At times there would be so many prophets near to each other, and there would be prophets sent by Allah to correct their people. When it came to those who had to carry the message after these prophets, the ulama of those nations were not what the ulama of this nation is. Ummah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Shattana ma bayna al-amrayn. Subhanallah. Those scholars of their nations, they were corrupted. In general, I'm talking about in general. And the result of that is what you see al-Yahudiyya wal-Nasraniyya today. If their scholars were not corrupted, if they had stood for what is truth, they would all be Muslims today. Simple as that. But they were corrupted. Sha'Allah, that He sent the last Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And now no new prophet is going to come. Ila yawmiddin. So the Ummah of Muhammad, they have no way but only to have warathatul anbiya, the scholars, al-ulama. Yes. And the ulama of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam in general are not corrupted. Otherwise, the pristine deen of Islam practiced at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would not have been with us today. Remember, Quran to be with us in Sahih al-Bukhari wa Sahih Muslim, Sunan Abu Dawud wa Sunan Ibn Majah wa Nasa'i wa Muwatta Imam Malik and Ad-Darimi and so forth is never impossible for it to be enough. Because Tawrat and Injil was there. But those who were supposed to deliver the message of it were not there. And that's why when people today, they go for modern technologies to learn without these scholars, the chances of they are making mistakes and become corrupted is very high. Because the ilm is there, but the one who should be teaching you is to be a human being, not a robot. Robot is doing everything today. They are taking the jokes out of the human beings. And robots, subhanallah, astaghfirullah, every time you listen that the robot is going to do this and the robot is going to do that. The last I heard from BBC, I think it was last week, that they are thinking, should we give them emotion also so they start to feel like a human being? That's what they are thinking about today. Right? So you see, what we are talking about is scholars of Islam. They are the ones who are supposed to carry this message, the Quran and the Sunnah, to the people. So they are the vice current, which we all are. Khalifatullah fil ard. But for these khulafa, which we all are, there are those who have been given the responsibility to make sure that the message of Islam is with them in its true form. And this only comes through al-ulama. Al-ulama. We see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He sealed the message by Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that there is no choices left, which I have just said, but only through scholars for the deen of Islam to be maintained. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, شَهِدَ اللَّهُ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُ وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ وَأُولُو الْعِلْمِ قَائِمًا بِالْقِسْطِ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. When Allah said, Allah bears witness that لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُ, none has the right to be worshipped but He, and angels, and those having knowledge also give this witness. He also maintains His creation in justice, in Allah. La ilaha illa hu. None has the right to be worshipped but He, the Almighty, the All-Wise. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this verse in Surah Al-Imran, number 18, شَهِدَ اللَّهُ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُ إِلَى آخِرِ الْآيَةِ. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, the student of Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, he mentions 10 exceptional lessons in it. Some of those are as follows. Allah Azza wa Jalla has chosen the ulama from amongst all of His creations to bear the witness of Shaykh Allah annahu la ilaha illallah. Allah bears witness that there is none worthy of worship but only Allah. And who does with Him? Ulul ilm, the scholars. And then second, Allah has included the shahada of the ulama with His shahada. Allah gives bears the witness and the scholars. You see how important Allah has given to these scholars? And also, Allah has included their shahada with the shahada of the angels. And also, on top of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this certificate to the scholars, al-adl, justice. Because with Allah, only those who are serving things, affairs, taking care of them with justice are the only ones accepted. And now Allah has given this to al-ulama. Subhanallah, qa'iman bil-qist. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as if the angels and the prophets and the scholars, they are like in one mind. Like the prophets, they are here to give the witness. Bear the witness of the oneness of Allah, and that has been given to al-ulama. Now when I am talking about ulama, it is not to demean and belittle those who are not. In a sense, in a broader sense, we all are ulama. Because if you don't know that Allah is one, you would not be believing in it. If you don't know how to pray, you cannot pray. If you don't know how to do wudu, then how can you pray? And the list carries on. So you have part of the ilm. You are at the least talibul ilm, a student of knowledge, and that's why you are sitting here listening to me. Probably, and definitely, some of you may have some knowledge in something which you know better than me. Islamic knowledge I'm talking about. Right? So subhanAllah, we all have some knowledge. The difference is maybe you have little bit of knowledge and some of us have more knowledge. That's all. Some of you may not be classified as a alim and others may be. So we are looking and trying to balance this, and you see the superiority being given, single out these scholars by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also we say, that Allah has taught Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to say, وَقُلْ رَبِّي زِدْنِي عِلْمًا وَقُلْ رَبِّي زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. Oh Allah, increase my knowledge. If it was not something important, Allah would not teach you to ask Allah, oh Allah, increase this thing for me. Allah says, قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Tell me, those who know are like those who don't? Of course not. There is a big difference. So Allah has differentiated between these two, those who know and those who don't know, exactly like Ahlul Jannah wa Ahlul Nar. That there is a difference between the people of paradise and the people of hellfire. So there is a difference between the scholars and normal, common people. The good thing is, when you go and seek wealth, Allah is only going to give you that much which is written for you. You will see that there are many people who run business, and some of those you may know. They have been in business for 30, 40 years. They are about to retire, they become 60 years old, 50, 55. Let me give an example of a car yard. When they were young, they used to have 50, 60, 100 cars in their yard, selling. And now, they are bankrupt. All those visits they thought they will become millionaire is gone. And we put so much of effort there. This is just one example. A person is working 80 or 90 hours a week, and he is still struggling to pay the rent of a house. Another one is working for 50, 40 hours a week, or sometimes 20, 30, and he's got tens of houses. Right? You were running after the dunya. This is the way dunya is. This is exactly what dunya is. Allah has qasama dunya. He has divided the dunya, and you have your share. You won't get anything more than that. You have to work hard for that. I'm not saying don't do that. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to ilm, wallahi fi mutanawwal al-jami'. Ilm is something which the more you get, the more Allah will give you. The more you seek, the more you get. It's not like wealth, where there is no guarantee you don't know how much you get. But the ilm, yes, there will be those who will be exceptional, but still you will keep on increasing your knowledge with no bankruptcy at all. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This is the way it is, especially if you practice what you know. When we are talking about the significance, the importance of a scholar, we are talking about a person, which Sheikh Kaba already mentioned, a person who knows proper Islamic knowledge, who practices Islam, whose aqidah is Sahib, correct aqidah. We are talking about this kind of individuals. Though in ilm, some may have lots of ilm, some may have little bit of ilm, some may have even less amount of ilm, but they have some amount of ilm. Walhamdulillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَيَرَى الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمِ أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ رَبِّكَ هُوَ الْحَقُّ وَيَهْدِي إِلَى صِرَاطِ الْعَزِيزِ الْحَمِيدِ إِلَى صِرَاطِ الْعَزِيزِ الْحَمِيدِ. Those who have the knowledge, they are the ones who see, Ya Muhammad, that what has been revealed on you is haqq, is truth. And it is that which guides you to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَتِلْكَ الْأَمْثَالِ نَضْرِبُهَا لِلنَّاسِ وَمَا يَعْقِلُهَا إِلَّا الْعَالِمُونَ. And those amthal, similitudes, we put forward for mankind, Allah says, but none will understand them except those who have knowledge. And that's why some of the Salaf as-Salih, they used to say, whenever there is a similitude, an example given in a verse of Quran, and I'm not able to understand, I used to get upset, because Allah says that it is for the people of knowledge who will understand. So it's a ni'mah of Allah. Look how much ni'mah of Allah is in this. Then Allah increases and elevates their darajat. You see, the alim, their darajat is not from money. No. I made it very clear right from the beginning. Some of the CEOs, they get how much? More than 300, 400 million they make in 1 year. Subhanallah. So I'm not talking about money here. I'm talking about something which is more important than money. Something which you can't buy. Something you can't buy. This is what I'm talking about here. So, يَرْفَعُ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ دَرَجَاتٍ وَاللَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ خَبِيرٌ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevates your status in this world and hereafter due to the knowledge which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. Walhamdulillah. You see, Khalifa al-Fulani, right? You may only hear about him when some historical events are being mentioned, and that's it. Okay, you say he is the elite, he was a Khalifa, so being mentioned, fine. But what about the businessman? Do you know one single businessman from the time of Tabi'in? He was only a businessman. How many we know? Businessmen. Do you remember any businessman 200 years ago? Only 1,000. No. They are here, their money is taken by someone else and they are gone. Very few, rarely you will. But to ulama, Imam Ahmad, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi, Imam Abu Hanifa, Al-Mufassir, Ibn Jarir al-Tabari, Ibn Kathir, Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn al-Qayyim, hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands of scholars have been mentioned every day. And then we say, Rahimahullah. So the knowledge is something that never finishes. You make a waqf, you make a masjid. It may stay, for example, 30 years, 40 years, maybe 100 years, maybe 200 years. And then it will be demolished and another one will be built by another person's money. You may do some other waqf endowment. Maybe you make a house, the house falls down, it covers. Have you seen any single house built in the time of Al-Khulafa and Al-Sahaba in Makkah and given as waqf? It is there, it's not there at all now. Finished. But the knowledge which these Sahabas departed is still with us. That's what is most important. Don't ever think that the Sahabas, they think of money. I was giving the lecture last Tuesday and I told examples, some examples I gave. One was of Abdurrahman ibn Auf, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. When he came from Makkah to Medina as a migrant, he had almost nothing. He was given as a brother Sa'd ibn Rabi', radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And he said, look man, I have got 2 wives and lots of wealth. I will divide the wealth in half and choose the wife and I will divorce her and after I wait a period you get married to her. He said, no, Jazakallah khairan, I don't need those things. Dulluni ala silk, show me where the market is, man. And he goes and he starts to do business and he gets married and you know what, after a few years when he died, you know, he had 4 wives, not miskin like you, only one. He had 4 wives. When I and you, we die, maybe your wife will have to look for money to bury you because there is no money in your bank balance, right? But when he died, he left 4 wives. Each wife, they had 4 million dirham. 16 million dirham only to the wives. So I request the sisters, bring your husbands another 3 wives. So when he dies, each one will have 4 million inshallah. It's better, if 4 women crying after you when you die, better than only 1 crying. Isn't it? So you see Abdurrahman ibn Auf, Jazakumullah khair. This is 1/8. That's what their share is. Which means he left behind in cash 128 million dirham. And if you 1 dirham on average is 4.25 grams. This is silver. This is the least. And then you multiply, it's in billions of dollars. That's the amount of money he left in a few years. He came with almost nothing from Makkah. Zubayr ibn al-Awwam, the son-in-law of Abu Bakr, married to Asma bint Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anha. You know, when he died, he owed people 2,200,000 dirham. That's what amount he owed. These people were always in jihad, man. You know, without going in the details, by the time all his properties were sold, the houses in Medina and in Kufa and Basra and Egypt, and his Kaba, a farm kind of thing in Medina, you know, everything done, the left amount was 50,200,000. They are the Sahabas. Yes, they were serious people, man. They were serious. That's why they had 4 wives. And they could provide 4 million plus for each one, mashallah. That's the cash I'm only talking about. I'm one of them, so I won't talk more. But the thing is, what I am saying, they did not forget the dunya. They did not forget the dunya. Allah elevated their darajah. We got all this knowledge from those Sahabas. That's what I'm saying. But their money, where is their money? Go. Did you benefit from it? Definitely not directly, we don't know indirectly. But the knowledge which these Sahabas departed is still with us. This is what I'm saying. The importance of the Ulamas, due to so many things, it is not because as an alim, I look more beautiful than you. No. Or I'm more younger than you, more healthier than you, more wealthier than you. Nothing of those. It is what Allah has given this alim to part with. It is priceless. You can't buy it. There is no price tag to that. That's what I'm trying to tell you people, how precious it is. So if the person is carrying something which is so precious, that is from where the respect, the honor to be granted to that person comes. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the first one to bring it. Imagine if today I bring a hair, right? Or let me say I bring a plate and get all the tests done. And the scientists, they prove it that this is the plate in which Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ate the food. One day only. Wallahi, each one of us will try to give every money which we have to buy that one plate only. And don't say that people will be crazy, we will be crazy about it. Because when it comes to simple things in this dunya, people, they give a lot of money. Just recently I found out there is a plate, 2 Dubai, 5 on this side and 5 on this side. Number 5, Dubai. You know for how much he bought that plate? $1,000. For $1,000, wallahi, I think they will not even let me to clean that plate. 33 million. 33 million. Yes. As far as I remember, it was 33 million. Definitely around 23 million somewhere. But because they were doing bidding, so all the money went to charity, so it was okay. But that's how much he paid for that plate. Meaning, if a plate like that, you pay 33 million, we will have no way to get that plate if it is proven to be from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what about if it is really a hair from the body of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? You know the barakah in that hair. So imagine what will it be. But all of these are physical, brothers and sisters. He, the same, alayhi salatu wasalam, parted the knowledge of Quran and Sunnah to us. Why are we so zahid? Simple life. Oh, just why don't we get excited to live in Quran and Sunnah? That's what I'm saying. You were ready to spend millions and billions to get one here. More important than that is all those teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We don't get excited. What is your son going to be, brother? Oh man, he is really smart. He came first in the class, you know. Woo, mashallah. So what are you planning for? Oh man, let him just grow up. I'm already putting a lot of money in. I'm going to send him to Cambridge or Harvard or some other universities, because that's the #1 university, Cambridge and Harvard and all those things. Oh, mashallah. Why? Because he's the smartest one. Then 2 years later, we have another son in the class, but he just goes halfway, in the middle or maybe fetched from the backside. So, brother, mashallah, you were talking about your son, mashallah, he's going to Cambridge, so I'm pretty sure that his brother will also follow him up. No, brother, he's not so smart, so I think I will send him to Medina Islamic University. This is just in our attitude. And it is almost common. Many of the madaris in the Islamic world, they send those children who are notorious at home, don't listen to the parents, they don't have enough intellect, they think that these are the ones, by the way, I wasn't one of those, but just tell me, they think that these are the ones who are fit for that place. If you send these kind of people to be fit to that place, that after 20 years, what is going to happen to Islam and Muslims? We are playing with Sharia, we don't respect. I said, one here of Rasulullah, we will die. Wallahi, if that here is here and you say, the one who has the biggest box will win it, I'm pretty sure I will be the winner. Right? We do the punching thing to get that hair. Everybody will. Subhanallah. But Hadith, Quran, which is more important, we don't get excited. In spite of Allah giving so much of status to these ulama, those who carry this knowledge, Subhanallah, Wallahi, it is not that because Allah has given me a little bit of knowledge, I'm speaking about it. This is what I have been requested. I have been planning to speak about these kind of things for years, but I always try to avoid it so that people may think that, because I'm one of the students of knowledge, so I'm trying to call people to come and respect me. La wallah, it's not that. If it was not the fear of kitman and then to hide the knowledge, I may have not spoken about this topic. It is only per request I'm speaking today. But the thing is that look at what they are carrying, not how beautiful, tall, strong they are. Not, it's not that. So why they have been honored? It's because of the knowledge which they have. So why you need to respect them? It is because of the knowledge which Allah has given them. For nothing else. And of course there is responsibilities of the alim. The way the father, the way the husband, the way the brother, they are the ones who would be punished more in hereafter for not taking the responsibilities of the sisters. Sisters, listen to this. When your husband is saying something to you, remember, if you really love him, you will listen to him. If it is not something against Quran and Sunnah, because you will try to hang him Yawm al-Qiyamah without a rope even, so that you go to Jannah and your husband goes to hellfire. That's what you are trying to do. You will try to do. I'm telling you, I'm serious about it. And here he is doing his best, so you don't hang him Yawm al-Qiyamah in the Jahannam. And then you don't listen. They have the responsibilities, they have to do it. Al-Rijalu qawwamuna 'ala an-nisa. Responsibility is given. So here, imagine the responsibility given to a alim is even more than the one given to a husband or a father or a brother. They are responsible for the entire ummah. So if responsibilities which is given to them, you don't let them practice it, what is going to happen to the ummah? If they are stopped from fighting the knowledge, what is going to happen to the ummah? They will be like lost sheep. As I said, Quran is there, all the Sihah books are there, Fiqh books are there, Tafsir books are there, and so many other subjects, all the books are there. But without the scholars, we all are going to be lost. And Sheikh already has mentioned about إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءِ, that the fear of Allah, the scholars, they will fear Allah better. So the more knowledge you have of Allah, the more Allah fearing you will become. The more you read about the punishment of Allah, the more fear will come in you. The more you read about the Jannah and what is waiting for you, the more eager you become and excited to be in the Jannah. Simple as that. Alhamdulillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah At-Tawbah, ayah number 122, He said, وَمَا كَانَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ لِيَغْفِرُوا كَافَةً. فلولا نفر من كل فرقة منهم طائفة ليتفقهوا في الدين ولينذروا قومهم إذا رجعوا إليهم لعلهم يحذرون. This ayah is basically talking about that it is not acceptable that the entire believers, the men, they go in jihad. All of them. They leave the city, the town, and everyone, the heirs are going to the jihad. No. There should be some left behind so that they can seek the knowledge and impart it to the rest of the nation. You see, that's why there are scholars such as Imam Ahmad. He says, إِنَّ طَلَبُ الْعِلْمِ أَفْضَلُ مِنَ الْجِهَادِ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Seeking the knowledge of Islam to part it and teach others is more better, more virtuous than the taking part in the actual battle. Of course, there is a balance. At times this will be more important, at times this will be more important, and then it is also the individual. If that individual has grown too old, he may not be able to do much there, but he has the ilm. And then the level of the ilm that person has, if he is of that exclusive of the elite club, which may be only a few hundred in this entire world, you don't want them to go in the battlefield and die. The entire progress which they have put their efforts in for the past 60, 70 years just lost in a moment. So there are so many other things which will be included at this time. However, this still shows to us the importance of seeking the knowledge, and those who have the knowledge, how much Allah has honored them. When Yawm al-Qiyamah, you know, when you die and you part, the one who will be the most beloved to you would be the one whom you provided Islamic education, provided naturally he was practicing and he had been passing it to others. You would never regret that decision of yours. أَوَمَنْ كَانَ مَيْتًا فَأَحْيَيْنَاهُ وَجَعَلْنَا لَهُ نُورًا يَمْشِي بِهِ فِي النَّاسِ كَمَنْ مَثَلَهُ فِي الظُّلُمَاتِ لَيْسَ بِخَارِجٍ مِنْهَا. Surah Al-An'am 122. In this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that those who are dead, and then Allah made them come alive, and then Allah provided them with a light, so that they can walk amongst people. Is he equal to the one who is in the darkness and never going to come out of it? This means ilm, first and foremost, Islam, Iman. So this is like a light with which you walk amongst people, alhamdulillah. And it is the light which gives you the life of the heart. Surprisingly, may Allah protect us from being hard patients, but it is practical part of our life, we all go through that. If you go to a doctor and he says that you need blood test because I feel that there is something in your heart, and then when you come home, never in your life you get heart pain now, you are getting heart pain. It may be just a feeling, sixth sense. And then you are waiting for the blood test, you are calling everyone, and then the test comes and possibly that there are blockages and you need open heart surgery. Then you have been given options. You will go to the internet to see everything. You will seek the advice. If in your family there are doctors, you will make sure to call each one of them to just have the important information before operation, at the time of the operation, after the operation, who is the best doctor, and so forth. But he, for all we know, is going to give you maybe a few extra days of your life. Your life is limited anyway, regardless of that operation or not. There is a time in which you are going to die, and that's it. But here, when it comes to the real life of the eternal bliss in the Jannah, we are not concerned. We only call someone or something when you need it. If all you need is the answer what you are looking for. At times people will call, Sheikh, this is a very nice house I want to buy. I said, MashaAllah, I'm not the bank. Yes, I know, Sheikh. But just for one house, can I take loan from the bank? He already knows the answer, but he wants me to give the fatwa, yes. So that I go in the Jahannam and he goes in the Jannah with his answer. So if I say no, he will call another Sheikh. Please brothers, don't think that we Mashaykh are dumb. We know that you have been shopping for the whole day. So I may not be the first choice. So you may have not received the answer which you wanted from someone, so you came to me. Because you want the answer. So the moment you get that, you leave the phone and you don't contact any other chef. I have been given shahada, khalas. While in your heart you know that that's what is wrong. You have the feeling. If but Allah, for some reason, you really feel that what He has said is correct, Allahu Ghafurur Rahim. That's different. But you know right from the beginning, even before calling any chef, you knew it, but you wanted the answer to be there. SubhanAllah. So be careful of this also. من سلك طريقا يطلب فيه علما سلك الله به طريقا من طرق الجنة وإن الملائكة لتضع أجنحتها رضا لطالب العلم وإن العالم لا يستغفر له من في السماوات ومن في الأرض والحيتان في جوف الليل وإن فضل العالم على العبد كفضل القمر ليلة البدر على سائر الكواكب وإن العلماء ورثة الأنبياء. Long hadith, I will shorten it here. Those who seek the knowledge, those who go in the path to seek the knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give them the path to the Jannah, meaning it will become easier. Lots of explanation. And the angels, they lower their wings for those who seek the knowledge because they are pleased with it. And the alim, the scholars, for them, even all those in the heavens and the earth, they seek refuge for that alim from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for him from Allah. And even the fish, or the whales, whatever you want to say, in the water. And the blessings given to an alim compared to an abid, those who spend all their lifetime worshipping Allah in the masjid, compare that to the alim is so superior. It is like a full moon on the 15th of the night, fully apparent to everyone compared to the rest of the stars. When you see a full moon, you never see stars anywhere almost. You only focus on the moon. وَإِنَّ الْعُلَمَاءَ وَرَثَةُ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ. Those who inherit Rasulullah, those who are the legal inheritors of Rasulullah, are the ulama. Who do you inherit? Those who are most beloved to you. You inherit your wife, you inherit your husband, you inherit your children, and they inherit you. Not anyone who is your neighbor or someone you don't know, they don't inherit you. So if you inherit Rasulullah, that means that you are very near to Rasulullah also. Because you are the legal inheritors. In the Lampiya, you are in dinar and wala dirham. They didn't leave behind in dirham or dinar. All they left behind was ilm. And that is what has been inherited by the scholars. I know the time is short, so I will conclude within a minute to be ta'ala. I won't proceed any further from here, though I just managed 110 plus, alhamdulillah, that this should be enough. Now, when I'm talking about the respect which is to be shown to a scholar, I'm not saying that whatever he says or does is correct. He is, after all, a human being like me and you. They also make mistakes. They may also commit sins. They may also commit major sins. It does not mean if he does that, that hill which he is giving, he is wrong in it. Don't think that alim is an angel in this state. No. And don't think, okay, after making mistake, or after graduation, he has all of a sudden become an angel walking on this planet. It is not going to happen ever. They are going to make mistakes. And they may keep on repeating, doing some sins. But this does not mean that if what they are saying, as far as the knowledge is concerned, is correct, we don't take it from them. Even many Sahabas, they make mistakes. They had their own shortcomings. Some of those we already know. Is a lesson for us all to know. But this did not ever stop us from taking what the Sahabas parted, and it came to all of us. Yes. So this is something very important. Also, as I said, they are not angels, they are not infallible. That is only Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam who was infallible, protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But While respecting, we should not go to a level where they start to like worship that alim, right? They start to do sujood and prostrate to the alim. No, not these kind of things. This is all haram and leads to shirk, and possibly depending on your intention, it can be shirk also. So we are not talking about this kind of respect. But there is a lot of what you already have heard, the kind of honor granted by Allah to the scholars. So we should respect them in every sense possible. Because if you do respect them, you are not respecting that person as an individual, but you are respecting the ilm, the knowledge of Islam which they carry. And with this you get the barakah from it also. وَجَزَاكُمْ khairan. I pray to Allah that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all and keep us on the righteous path, and that we be among those who are considered as talabatul ilm or al-ulama, and that al-ulama or talabatul ilm. And if we can't be alim, then at least a student of knowledge. May we always keep on seeking knowledge till our death. May we be among those who are able to respect the scholars for what they deserve has been granted to them by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May we respect the knowledge of Islam, because without that we cannot be Muslims anyway. May we be among those who grow up our children and engrave in them the love to learn Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. جزاكم الله خيرا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام.
جزاك الله خيرا وبارك الله فيكم شيخنا الكريم. Thanks so much, Sheikh, for your enlightened lecture. جزاكم الله خيرا وبارك الله فيكم. The last thing is we have a student, which is Nihat. He memorized 29th and 30th juz of the Quran al-Kareem. Here is a certificate for him, will be presented by Sheikh inshallah ta'ala. And yes, Sheikh Anwer, Sahib inshallah. Nihat, come here. And here is a small gift as well, inside that as well inshallah. Nihat is from China, and he's studying here in As-Salam. Brothers, inshallah, we'll finish it with one story. Story is beautiful. It's taking a bit long. One day, Imam Shabi rahmatullahi alayhi, he says he's one of the greater tabi'een. He saw almost 500 of Sahaba. He said that Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he did a janazah prayer. When he finished the janazah prayer, there was Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu as well. Abdullah ibn Abbas, a great alim, the one who explained Quran al-Kareem. Then one person brought a camel to sit there, the camel sat, and then Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu ta'ala anhu to sit on it. Then what happened? Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, subhanallah, he came and took the roof of the camel. Rope of the camel, that the camel does not stand while Zayd ibn Thabit is sitting there. Then Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he told Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, O cousin of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, O cousin of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, why are you doing that? Then he told, we've been ordered to respect ulamas and elders. Subhanallah. Even and he bought Sahabis. Yeah, they bought Sahabis, subhanallah. They bought Sahabi. And even Zayd ibn Thabit, he's from Mawali. Mawali, he's freed slave. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. That was the respect between the Sahaba to each other, because he was a knowledgeable person. I'll tell you about Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He was a greater alim amongst the Muhajirin in Ansar, subhanallah. And he passed away. He passed away while he was only, there is, mashallah, there is a khatam in come in Eid, subhanallah. Imam is not something, is like a labor.
which is some of the Muslim work and deal with the Imam, subhanallah. Because Imam gets money, $500, $800, or $1,000. That is just nothing, subhanallah. Imams has value to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Clarified, Allah ta'ala clarified Aimma, ulama in Quran, in Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in Sunnah, subhanallah. Therefore, brothers, we should respect the ulamas, inshallah, and we have to look after them as well. May Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala give you all a reward for coming to Masjid As-Salam for a monthly dance. May Allah ta'ala make this gathering, or you are coming to the house of Allah, way to that Jannah. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ وَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا. Time for Azan, inshallah.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.